Today we'll be looking at 5 questions that you need to answer to time your retirement perfectly. These questions represent the same scenarios that we see day in and day out with clients. The decision-making process that I'm going to take you through today is the same one that we've used to help hundreds of our clients to optimize their retirement timing. Because here's the thing, understanding when to retire is a challenge. Many retirees constantly fear that they're making the wrong decision. Well, today, this is a problem that we're going to help solve. I'll not only walk you through the 5 critical questions that you must answer to time your retirement perfectly, but I'll also walk you through the exact thought process that you can use to understand your own retirement. So the first question is, what is your true required portfolio income in retirement? This is the crux of the retirement planning issue. How much money will you have to regularly withdraw from your savings after receiving income from guaranteed sources like Social Security and your pensions? The answer to this question will directly impact your ability or your inability to retire, because the greater that your income need as a percentage of your portfolio, the less sustainable this income is after considering the likelihood of being able to achieve that higher return. For example, consider 30-year market returns over the last century. If your annual portfolio income need is 5%, as measured as a percentage of your total financial savings, and you're invested in a portfolio consisting of maybe 60% in stocks and 40% in bonds, then there's a roughly 65% probability that you'd meet that need, or said differently, there's a 35% chance that you won't. Now say that your portfolio income need is 3%. Holding everything else constant, there's now a 90% likelihood of meeting that return need throughout your retirement. As you can see, the different income needs tell a different tale of retirement risk. This question determines retirement timing because the earlier that you retire, the lower your base of assets that you're going to have, other things being equal. So the denominator in that equation, income need divided by financial assets, will be lower, resulting in a greater return need and ultimately greater uncertainty of your ability to do so successfully. The easiest way to answer this question is to first determine what your spending needs are. Take inventory of the income that you're going to have available to you and solve for the difference. For example, if you're spending $120,000 and you'll have $70,000 in income from Social Security, then your income need is $120,000 minus $70,000 or $50,000. You can divide this by your total investment assets, not including any assets that you use for personal use like a house, and you then have your true portfolio income needs. So these cases should always be reviewed carefully to ensure that your portfolio income need today accurately depicts your income need in the future. Another challenge is considering your taxes, which may evolve throughout retirement. If you fail to consider the accuracy of your portfolio income need when determining the timing of your retirement, your odds of running out of money increase significantly. This question is incredibly important to your retirement timing. Now, we can only answer the question of what is your true portfolio income need in a small amount of detail in this video because we have to move on to the next point. But we're going to break this down in far more detail in another video in a few weeks' time. So to make sure that you don't miss out, click the subscribe button below. The second question is, how does your planned retirement age affect your required savings? Your planned retirement age will always move in the opposite direction of your required savings, or said differently, the sooner that you retire, the greater that your required savings to support a lifetime of spending. The reason for this is because the earlier that you retire, the greater the number of years that you'll need to support your ongoing withdrawals. So if you're planning on pulling the trigger at age 62, instead of say 67, you need to ensure that you have enough in savings to support that ongoing spending need for the rest of your life. A quick back of the napkin that you can use to estimate this required savings is to take your income need and divide it by the corresponding number on the chart in front of you. So for example, if your portfolio income need is $50,000 before taxes, if you retire today and you're currently age 65, you'd take this $50,000 and you would divide it by 4.3% for required savings of approximately $1.17 million. The takeaway here is that the earlier that you retire, the greater the amount of money that you need, because there's a greater number of years withdrawals that your money will need to produce, other things being equal. It's also common for early retirement to result in unforeseen costs to pay for things like private health insurance before Medicare eligibility. If you don't seriously consider how much you truly need to retire before actually pulling the trigger, then your odds of being forced to go back to work or reduce your lifestyle increase significantly. The third question is, can your retirement tolerate a bad market outcome? Stress testing your retirement goals is an important part of the retirement planning process. Put simply, if your portfolio can't tolerate a bad market early on in retirement while also supporting your ongoing spending needs, it may greatly affect your timing. The main factor involved in answering this question is your investment strategy. How insulated is your portfolio from market volatility? For example, do you have enough investments in less volatile investments like short-term bonds or money markets? A person with an above-average weight to riskier investments like stocks may be more vulnerable to market fluctuations, leading to a more cautious approach to retirement timing. The technical term for this risk of retiring on the eve of a market downturn is called sequence of returns risk. Should you not have enough portfolio insulation, you're forced to live off of assets that are down in value, which can significantly impact how long your money lasts. If your answer to this question is no, you're at risk of being forced to re-enter the workforce or drastically cut your lifestyle, which most people would object to. Answering this question incorrectly could lead to a premature retirement, leaving you vulnerable to market fluctuations that significantly deplete your savings. For instance, if someone assumes that their portfolio can handle a downturn but is not accounted for, say, a high concentration in volatile stocks, they may find themselves experiencing unexpected financial hardship. A thorough stress test analysis can help ensure a more accurate understanding of your retirement sustainability, ultimately guiding you to make informed decisions about timing. The fourth question is, how do different retirement dates impact your Social Security benefits? Social Security recipients face a crucial decision: take a lower benefit sooner or wait for a higher benefit later. The timing of when you file can significantly impact your ability to retire securely. The key trade-off is that if you stop working but delay taking Social Security, you'll need to draw income from your savings during those years, income that you would have had from Social Security if you had filed early. So the question becomes, is it more harmful to spend down your savings while you're waiting for your benefits or miss out on the larger future payouts? In most cases, it's worth waiting. From an investment standpoint, if you take your benefits early, you leave your assets invested longer. But what return would you need to make this worth it? If you claim at the age of 62 instead of 70, you'd need to earn at least 4.5% annually to match the delayed benefit if you lived into your life expectancy. If you live into your 90s, that required return jumps to over 8%. Few investments offer those guaranteed returns. Other factors come into play too. Your health and your marital status matter. If you expect a shorter than average life expectancy, claiming early may be the better option. And if you're married, the higher benefit continues for the longest living spouse, so delaying benefits can provide more security for both. The decision on when to file for Social Security has long-lasting consequences, making it essential to approach it carefully when planning your retirement. And if you fail to consider the variables like longevity, your marital status, and opportunity costs, it can seriously affect your ability to time retirement perfectly. All right, the fifth question is, do you have other long-term financial priorities? While the primary goal of determining retirement feasibility and timing is to minimize your chances of running out of money during your lifetime, some pre-retirees strongly desire to leave behind an inheritance to the next generation. This is important for timing retirement as it will require more money to do so, and it may impact the savings required at various retirement ages. The way that you can think about answering this question is to explore how important this is to you. Would you delay retirement to ensure that your children get an inheritance in excess of the family home? How large of an inheritance would you like to be relatively certain that you're able to leave? It's helpful to think of this in today's dollars and then adjust it for inflation. If you conclude that leaving an inheritance to your children is close to, if not equally important to the goal of sustaining your lifestyle, you need to consider how much additional funds will be required when you're timing your retirement. If there isn't enough thought given to this question, then your odds of retiring too early drastically increase, and you may compromise your ability to meet the dual objective. Now that you know the essential questions that you need to answer, you can develop your own plan to time your retirement perfectly. Here's the thing though, since this is only a short video, we can't break down every single detail of your actual situation. So if you do want someone to take a look at your retirement plan to see if you can retire sooner, click the link below and let my team of experts help guide you. I'll see you in the next one.